Hello, welcome to PCMag Live. I'm Dan Costa. He is Sascha Segan. We've got a great show for you today. We're going to break down the top tech news of the day, answer one of your reader questions, and show you one cool thing that we're going to pull off the shelf in the labs. Sascha, let's get to the big story today. Heartbleed, Heartbleed, Heartbleed. It keeps getting worse.
My heart keeps bleeding. It's bleeding.
It keeps getting worse. It turns out now Android 4.1.1 is vulnerable to Heartbleed. Mac and iOS are not.
Because they're not running Mac 4.1.1.
But 4.1.1, I thought that we were past this. How many people are affected, though?
Well, exactly. I mean, this is the horror. Android is up to 4.4.2 right now. However, Google says 34% of Android devices are still using 4.1. And up to 90 million devices may be vulnerable because they're running 4.1.1. And there was even a 4.1.2 and a 4.1.4. So the lack of upgrades on Android devices is really coming to bite people on the backside.
So, but what can people do here? Because if there are a lot of people that cannot upgrade to a newer version on their handset.
Right, because their OEMs, their handset manufacturers, and their carriers have basically decided to say, screw you, you won't get any of those new Google features, go buy a new phone. Okay, so, well, we could go buy a new phone.
I think buying a new phone's an option.
Or you could go onto a site like XDA Developers, and you have to root your phone, and you download a third-party operating system version of Android, like CyanogenMod, which are based on the current platforms. They're generally based on 4.4 nowadays. They run on a wide range of devices. So yeah, you would have to roll your own and upgrade your own device in this somewhat painful, somewhat geeky process because the Android phone manufacturers have really dropped the ball in this case.
Speaking of Android phone manufacturers, they may be getting some new competition. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that Amazon is finally getting its phone ready. It may be, they're predicting it's going to be announced in June, to be released in September in time for the holiday season. This is a very anticipated phone. Everybody sort of thinks it's going to happen, but it's been a very, very long time.
Yeah, I mean, this is a thing like the Apple TV or the iWatch, where Amazon, I happen to know Amazon has been working on this for quite a long time. And they just haven't gotten the pieces in place, especially as regards the pricing. And the Wall Street Journal story says that the design and pricing are not set, and it could be further delayed if Amazon can't figure out the business model for this. So, it's really just a confirmation of something we already knew, that Amazon is working on this thing. But it would be very interesting to have this Amazon phone running the Fire OS with Mayday. I think that would be a real differentiator. I mean, forget all this 3D crap that you're reading about on the internet. Oh God, 3D phones, awful. We tried that, it failed, go away. Okay, but Mayday, that is a thing.
So explain that this is the thing that, you know, just having another Android phone on the market, there are plenty of Android phones out there. They're having a tough time competing against Samsung, which is dominating the market right now. But Mayday is something that Amazon could bring that's unique to it. There's no other carrier out there that has a service like that. And when you bring it to a mobile phone platform, some interesting things can happen.
And it's interesting that you use the word carrier instead of OEM, because part of Amazon's business model here might be that Amazon becomes a virtual carrier, and the Amazon phone is on the Amazon network. That's something Amazon could do. Mayday, you press a button on your Kindle Fire and a real-life person pops up, and she or he will give you tech support, sell you things, read you a bedtime story, order you a pizza. Like, it is next-gen customer support.
And that's the future of Prime.
Yeah.
You take a Prime membership, you throw in the instant video, you bring in the ability to Mayday to call people up and actually have that support service. Interesting things. We'll be following the story on PCMag, obviously. And finally, the news that Civilization Beyond Earth. There are a lot of Civ fans in PCMag Labs. You are a Civ fan.
Yep.
This is a new version. It takes it to the next level.
Yeah, now first of all, this is real Civ. This is Sid Meier. This is Firaxis. This is not a clone. This is not a licensed, sub-tweeted version of Civ. This is the real next Civ. And it looks like it plays like Civ. I mean, it happens on an alien planet.
Across the entire galaxy.
Yeah. Well, across a planet. Okay. You get to pick your culture, you get to land on a planet, and then it's got all these sort of sci-fi, higher tech stuff than the standard Civ. You don't start out as, Iron Age barbarians. But it looks like just that nice world-building Civ gameplay that we love.
And evidently they say that they've sort of tweaked it so that you're going to not just dominate the planet, you're going to have to figure out how to work in harmony with it, with its own ecosystem, and sort of manage your resources in a way that's more sustainable than classic Civ games. So I like it. The game itself is going green. or greener.
Yeah, yeah, and they're going to put in like fiction about the planet, and you'll discover things about the planet. So there'll be a little more plot in there beyond just the plot you're creating yourself with your strategy.
Yeah, so there'll be a lot of gameplay done here in the labs. We'll have more hands-on and some advice going on PCMag later on. Now it's time for a reader question. We take reader questions via YouTube comment section, on Twitter, on Facebook. This question actually came in from R.J. Beharin. He asked in the comments on Friday's video, he's got a problem that he has .mts video files that he'd like to put on a DVD without losing any quality. Is there software that can do that? The resolution of his videos are 1920 by 1080, so HD, but he's running into the DVD problem where DVDs don't support that resolution.
Yeah, I mean, the question is, what do you plan to play this on? If you plan to play it on a standard DVD player, okay, you are stuck with 720 by 480. That's the way these hardware DVD players work. If you're planning to play it in a computer, then you can basically just look at a DVD as a data disk, and you can just burn a high-def data file to your disk and then play it in VLC or your player of choice. So in any case, you probably just want to use Handbrake, which is the generic, easy-to-use reformatting tool. If you want to burn a video DVD disc, then you're going to have to use a different program.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to maintain that quality, then you're going to have to intend to play it in a computer or in something that supports that quality and not a DVD player, because those DVD players that you have under your TV, on a standard DVD disc that isn't a Blu-ray, you're just not going to get that higher quality.
Yeah. There you go. Now it's time for one cool thing. We test thousands of products here in our lab in New York City. Every day we take one thing off the shelf and show it to you. Today, that one cool thing is Windows Phone 8.1. It has been released to developers today, but users can get it. If you go in and you log in, you create a developer account, you pay $19, you can actually get this version of the software right now in pre-release. And the big news here with Windows 8.1 is Cortana. It's Microsoft's version of Siri, Google Now. It's a voice-activated personal assistant. And I mean, that's really the key feature that people are really going to use here, right?
But also check out these backgrounds, check out the transparent tiles, there's new live tile sizes, there's new features all around. But I'm going to ask Cortana a silly question because we're on a video. Will you marry me?
Your wife's not going to be happy.
Among a handful of challenges, I don't think the Supreme Court would approve just yet.
So apparently,
nice.
Yes, human computerized personal assistant marriages are not approved in the United States. My wife is probably quite relieved by that. But of course, we have a full review of Windows Phone 8.1. If you up on PCMag.com. If you want to download it yourself, you have to pay $19, become a Windows Phone developer, and then you can download it onto your existing Windows Phone device.
Yeah, which Windows Phone geeks are absolutely going to do, because the people that are there, I mean, there aren't a lot of Windows Phone users out there, but the ones that are very passionate about the platform, and they're going to want to get their hands on it. And actually, for a preview, for beta, it's actually pretty stable.
It's really solid, yeah.
It's really good. So check out Michael Muchmore's full review on PCMag.com, and that is PCMag Live for today. Join us tomorrow. We'll bring a brand new show to you.